The Great Emu War. Western Australia, 1932. Campion. It is a time of great turmoil for the Australian people. The emu, nature's deadliest giant chicken, has invaded the shores of Campion. 20,000 emus, migrating after their breeding season, have begun to head to the coast of inland. With the lands previously cleared by British veterans and ex-soldiers for the purpose of farming, these mindless migrants have found the cultivated land good habitat and have begun to appropriate the area. The government, terrorized by these flightless, walnut-brained birds, has called upon its mightiest warriors, Major G.P.W. Meredith and the Royal Australian Artillery. These brave men, armed only with the Lewis gun that is only available to fire a mere 500 rounds per second, went face-to-face with the feathered menace on the 2nd of November, 1932. The Minister of Defence, Sir George Pearce, readily dispatches the soldiers, conducted under the command of Major G.P.W. Pearce of the 7th Heavy Battery of the Royal Australian Artillery. Originally begun in October, rainfall caused delay of the war since it had caused the emus to scatter over a wider area. With the ceasing of the rain on November 2nd, Meredith gave the orders to commence the war and collect 100 emu skins to be used to make hats for the light horsemen. 50 emus were sighted near the Campion region, but they were out of range. Meredith bravely commanded local farmers to herd the emus into an ambush, but the emus split into smaller groups and ran, becoming difficult targets. Yet all was not lost, as 12 whole birds were killed. 2 days passed without incident from either side. Then, November 4th, Major Meredith established an ambush near a local dam where nearly 1,000 emus were spotted. The guns jammed and 12 unarmed, flightless, walnut-brained birds died at the hands of brave, well-armed soldiers. The rest of the birds scattered. In the days that followed, Meredith attempted to keep a stiff upper lip and resumed the war further south where the birds were reported to be rather tame. But the birds had learned. General Black-Feather Emu Spitspits, a 6-foot emu with beautiful black plumage, had taken charge of a flock of emus, acting as lookout while his moronic mates carried out their work of destruction and warning them when Meredith attacked. The two warriors made eye contact, and both knew that neither would back down in the coming days. With a flash of brilliance, Meredith demanded that the Lewis gun be attached to a truck. This proved to be as ineffective as the birds were faster than the truck, and the terrain so rough that the gunner was unable to fire any shots. By November 8th, 6 days after the first engagement, 2,000 rounds of ammunition had been fired. The number of emus killed? Uncertain. Accounts range from 200 to 500. Meredith bolsters himself with the good news that at the very least, his men have suffered no casualties. He began to withdraw his troops. After the withdrawal, Major Meredith compared the emus to Zulus and commented on the striking maneuverability of the emus, even while badly wounded. "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world. They can face machine guns and the invulnerability of tanks. They are like Zulus, whom even dum-dum bullets could not stop." The emu terror continued, however. Attacks on crops reached an almost epidemic rate, and Meredith and his men attempted to lead another charge on the dreaded menace. Taking to the field on the 13th of November, 1932, the military found a degree of success over the first 2 days, with approximately 40 emus killed. The third day, 15th of November, proved to be far less successful, but by the 2nd of December, the guns were accounting for approximately 100 emus per week. Meredith was recalled on the 10th of December, and in his report he claimed 986 kills with 9,860 rounds at exactly a rate of 10 rounds per confirmed kill. In addition, Meredith claimed 2,500 wounded birds had died as a result of the injuries that they had sustained. The war, however, was a complete failure. The dreaded emus, like the nefarious Texans, continued to persist. This episode was brought to you by True Monsters by Judas Ex Machina, available on Amazon and at your local library. Look it up by name, True Monsters by Judas Ex Machina.